Well, I can kind of see inside, and I see him and this girl, and he was just sitting on the bed with her, and man, did I see red at that point in time. And I was like, that is it. Hey guys, what is up, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather Christine, if you didn't know. Before we get started into today's video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any upcoming videos. Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is the channel where we are trying to knock the stigma out of mental health and addiction, but we also have fun story times and stuff like that. And speaking of that, that's what today is. You see that title, I busted somebody's window out. No, I'm not proud of that, but we'll get into that in just a minute. Also, I am the host of a podcast called The UnCensored Woman. I always link for iTunes and Spotify in the description box below. So after this video, you guys go check it out. But anyways, without further ado, let's hop into today's main video. All right, you guys, today we are talking about the time that I busted out somebody's window. For protection reasons, I am going to change the names in this video. This is going to be about my ex, Steven. He was with a girl named Katie, and they were at a person named Sharon's house. So Steven and Katie, and then Sharon's house. Like I said, I'm not proud of this. I just seen red, and it's the only time I ever did something like this, and I'll never do it again because I'll get myself out of a relationship before it ever gets this toxic again. And hopefully I'm not ever in a relationship that is this toxic again. Anywho, I was dating this guy named Steven, which I have talked about him numerous times. I had twins with him and blah, blah, blah. He is now serving time in federal prison, yada, 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 yada. But back in the day, like years ago, I'm almost 32 now. This happened when I was about to be 25. So this was years ago. I had been spending time with him, and he was staying at this person named Sharon's house. We had gotten into it the last day that we were together. He was back on stuff, and I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. We're leaving. Just get away from me. I'm done with you. It's over. So I got my stuff and my kids' stuff, and we got out of there and got home, and I realized that I had forgotten my twins' playpen over there. The next couple of days I called and I was like, hey, I'm going to be off work on this day, so I am going to run by to pick up the boys' playpen. I'm not going to bother you. I just want to come by and pick the playpen up, and then I'm gonna leave. He knew that I was still in love with him at this time though, and he knew I was coming. He just didn't care. That is the theme with him. He just didn't care when he was doing this stuff. He didn't care about anybody's feelings but his own when he was doing this stuff. The day came, I get in my car, I ride out there. It had been raining a little. I pull up and I see that the playpen is on the stairs outside. And so some people would be like, okay, cool. Well, just grab the playpen and go. But I was kind of mad because it had a little rain on it because it had rained that morning. But that's not what started it. I looked over and I see a girl's car. Now it's clearly a girl's car. There's girly in it. I know that she's inside this house. In my mind, I was like, how could he have some over here when he knew I was coming? Like, how could he do that to me? So I start calling everybody's phones off the hook. Like, my heart is just like it's beating out of my chest, okay? So I go back to his window and I start knocking on it. Well, I can kind of see inside, and I see him and this girl, which, by the way, I did not like this girl at all, okay, because I knew that she was enabling him doing all the stuff that he was doing, and he was just sitting on the bed with her. Man, did I see red at that point in time, and I was like, that is it. Now, before I get into any more of this, I just want to say that I'm glad at this time I had no access to him. I'm glad I couldn't get to him, because it would have been ugly. I still feel bad for this to this day. Like I said, I am not proud of this. It's one of the stupidest things that I've ever done since I have been an adult, okay? I go and I take the playpen and I load it up in my car. Right when I'm putting the playpen in my car, I see a snow scraper. You know, they were at the back window before I went and did this, and they were talking. He was calling me a all of that. I was like, I'm done with them. I'm done with both of them. I'm done with all of them. I am done with Steven, Katie, and Sharon. F them all. I'm done. I'm done. So I grabbed the snow scraper. I prance around the house, and I yell, you, really loud. Yeah. Next thing I know, this snow scraper is I don't really, in my mind, I expected to scare them, and I really do mean that. I expected to scare them. I did not know this was actually going to break glass. But honey, when it broke the glass, everything in me stopped. It's like I blacked out. My soul left my body. My heart stopped. I was like, oh, run. I am in so much trouble. And granted, I have never had a criminal record. I have never had anything in my name, including a speeding ticket. I am like, you dumb ass, what did you just do? So now this Katie girl wouldn't come out. She would not come out, because I still would have beat her ass. She wouldn't come out. But Steven comes out and Sharon comes out, and they're cussing me out, telling me they're going to call the cops, which I knew they weren't going to do that because Steven was inside dealing with stuff he shouldn't have been dealing with. But there was also a side of me that was like, they're really good with hiding stuff like this. What if they just go ahead and stash it all up and hide it and get the cops to come after me? So I'm having both of these conflicting thoughts. I'm at the end of the driveway acting like I'm all big and bad, you know, yelling back at them like, you ain't about to do nothing, you about to call nobody, you, I'm not trying to hear it, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm like shaking, okay? I am shaking. Let me just put this out there too. I do not know how to reverse a car worth anything. I mean, I can out of a driveway and all that, but going long ways down the street, I'm not that good at it. But something kicked in. I put my car in reverse because I was sitting on the street, but I was the opposite way, and the end of the street was a dead end, so I knew I had to get out of there. So I hop in the car, I put my car in reverse, and I sped in reverse and somehow stayed on that road, backed into a driveway, turned out, and I would normally take one type of way home, but I was scared that what if they do call the police? So I took a totally separate way home. I called my mama. I'm like, Mama, I know you're going to be so mad at me, but I'm scared. I'm about to go to jail. I'm about to go to jail. And she's like, what happened, baby? And I was like, I'm on my way. Please just let me in. And she's like, okay. So I'm like 35 minutes away from my mama. My phone is blowing up by these other people. I'm getting texts like crazy. I'm getting phone calls like crazy. I go into my mama's house. Finally, I get there and I'm like, I just can't even believe I did this. And she was like, honey, I told you to back out of that relationship a long time ago. You know, stuff like that will make you lose your mind. And I'm not condoning it. I don't even know what you was thinking doing it. But stuff like that will make you lose your mind. You just need to stay away. And if they don't call the cops, you need to ask God for forgiveness. And you need to move on from that person immediately. Let's just say that they never did call the cops, thankfully. We did not stop seeing each other then, stupidly. Yeah, I think I kind of wanted to tell you this story to let you know what a toxic relationship can do to you. I would have never have been the person to break anybody's window out, you guys. Now, I'm not saying, oh, I'm just so perfect, I do everything right, because I don't. I have a mouth from the devil himself on me when I am mad, okay? I see red. But I would never actually try to hurt somebody or break out windows or anything like that. But when you are in toxic relationships, and then especially when there's drugs involved on one side or both sides or whatever, it becomes really ugly really quick. And you do things that you didn't know that you were capable of. I mean, you know, that's how some people end up on Snapped. I'm telling you, because it will drive you crazy, but at the same time, you are in love with this person. Sure, it's not healthy, but that's not the way you're thinking about it at the time. They're driving you crazy, but at the same time, you don't want to lose them. So if you are in one of those unhealthy relationships, toxic relationships, get out today. It's not worth your life. It's not worth your sanity. It's not worth any of that, you guys. You are worth so much more. You know, it's like I said, this is not any level that I ever thought I would stoop to. But here I was busting out windows, you know, I mean, who does that? Somebody obviously that is very irrational in their head. But all I could see was him and this girl hooking up when, you know, we had kids together and we were just together, and I did not want him being with anyone else. It hurt me beyond hurt. It was like hurt and anger and toxicity all mixed in together, and it just wasn't a good equation, you guys. So get out today if you're in one of those relationships. But yeah, I just thought I would share a little of my crazy with you today, and let you know that, yeah, we all lose our minds from time to time, but hopefully you don't ever lose your mind to this extreme. But you guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel before you leave. Smash that like button and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, and happiness. Bye, guys.